Welcome to Called to Build, the podcast for faith-driven entrepreneurs and kingdom leaders who are ready to build what outlasts them. Hosted by Carl Willis, entrepreneur, pastor, and marketplace missionary. Each episode delivers biblical wisdom, insight, real-world strategy, and bold encouragement to help you lead with purpose, steward with wisdom, and multiply your impact. Because faith and business weren't meant to compete, they were meant to collide. Now, let's step into today's episode. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you've turned back, strengthen your brothers. Luke 22:32. The vomit you didn't see coming. I had just come off of a personal retreat. A full day alone with the Lord, no devices, no distractions, just my Bible, worship music, a pen and journal pages filled with prayers. I came home refreshed, grounded, alive with a newfound intimacy in Christ. The kind of spiritual high that makes you feel untouchable. And then 2 days later, it all unraveled. A storm was brewing in our home. Frustration bubbled under the surface. Mistakes had been made, and I let the emotional fog roll in unchecked. The faith I had on Saturday was nowhere to be found on Monday, and I spiraled quickly. Then it happened. A moment of unchecked anger. One sentence, sharp, poisonous, left my lips like a dagger, and it struck the heart of the woman I love most. And there was no pulling it back. The weight of it landed like a thunderclap. I had wounded her deeply. And I sat there, stunned by the venom that had just poured out of my own mouth. Where had this come from? You see, there's a Peter within each of us. Peter had a moment just like that. One day he's promising Jesus his undying loyalty, swearing he'd go to prison for even death if necessary. But just hours later, he's cursing, denying, and he's shrinking in fear. He didn't plan it. He didn't see it coming, but it happened. Just like it happened to me, and just like it's probably happened to you. Jesus knew it would. He told Peter, I have prayed for you, and when you've turned back, strengthen your brothers. Luke 22:32. Notice what Jesus didn't say. He didn't say, if you turn back. He said, when. There was grace already at work before the collapse ever came. Because grace is waiting in the fallout. Sometimes we think grace meets us after the fall, but the truth is, grace is already in motion before your collapse ever happens. Jesus didn't flinch when he saw Peter's failure coming. He didn't revoke the call. He interceded, and he waited. The same is true for us. When we fall into sin or lash out in anger or spiral into despair, we often ask, where did that come from? But the deeper truth is this: Jesus already knew, and he still stayed. He still prayed. That's mercy. That's unshakable love. That's hope. Your failure is actually fuel for someone else's freedom. Jesus didn't restore Peter's dignity. He gave him a new commission. And when you've turned back, strengthen your brothers. You see, grace doesn't just clean you up. It sends you out. What tried to disqualify you becomes your training ground. What broke you now becomes a bridge for others. You become a voice to the discouraged, the ashamed, the ones who think they've blown it too badly to ever be used again. That moment in my home, It crushed me, but it also broke me in a way that opened the door to deeper healing, deeper humility, and deeper honesty with others. And my wife, she offered me forgiveness I didn't deserve. She became a reflection of Christ to me in my worst. You're not disqualified, you're being refined. So maybe today you're sitting in the aftermath of something awful. Maybe your mouth betrayed your heart. Maybe your actions wounded someone you love. Maybe you've spiraled and you don't know how to climb out. Jesus already prayed for you. He's your great high priest. He's been interceding for you already. He's not waiting to condemn you. He's waiting to restore you. And when you rise again, and you will, there's someone who needs your story. Let me have you reflect and respond. Is there a moment you've been avoiding because of how badly it exposed your weakness? Have you received the grace that was already waiting for you there? Take a moment and write this in your journal. I'm not defined by my fall. I'm refined by His grace. Then pray this: Lord, heal what I've broken and use what I've been through to strengthen someone else. You're not disqualified. You're being refined. And your greatest failures may become the gateway to someone else's freedom. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you found this helpful. And I look forward to talking with you again in our next episode. Thanks for tuning in to Called to Build. If this episode challenged or encouraged you, take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another faith-driven leader who's ready to rise. To go deeper, visit carlwillis.com for tools, training, and resources that will help you lead with purpose, steward with wisdom, and build what outlasts you. Remember, you weren't called to compete, you were called to build. Until next time, keep building what matters.